They're supposed to be our equal, but all of a sudden they've got a minimum wage job and you're buying them a fucking Lexus. There's no equality there. There's no earning there. Right? It's an economic game played on you, the man. I've had it played on me a lot, and I've got an awesome letter I'm going to read in the next video. Awesome letter about something that happened to this poor guy, you know, and he goes, hey, you know, I'm going to stop telling the story because I don't want you to think I'm an ass. And I'm thinking, dude, you're not an ass. Men need to hear these stories. Not just my personal story, but the stories you guys share of what guys do trying to satisfy women. And then when they realize they've been duped, and then they go, fuck it, I'm going Mgtow. There's a sense of freedom, a feeling of relief, and a weight off the shoulders that no longer do you have to play these fucking games and expose yourself to punishment. You know, if you're married, you've got to deal with some uncomfortable facts, right? Is it cheaper to keep her, or do you give up half your shit? Once you've married, man, once you put your head in the noose or the head in the guillotine, it ain't coming out without paying the price. Now, if you've been married 1 year, it's different than if you've been married 5, which is different than 10, which is way different than 20 and more. You get up to those kind of years, you've kissed off a major portion of your youth and your wealth. But the fascinating thing, the amazing thing about being a man is your wealth and earning potential, which equates also to your sexual market value. It increases with age. That's right, I'm 47. I'm making more money today than I've ever made, except for a couple really good years where I was kicking some ass prior to the 2008 collapse. But I am now making consistently more money. And I will keep doing that and keep having that ability. Right? And you as a man can realize that, can understand it. If you got married and you end up getting divorced, yeah, you're going to pay a hefty price. You're going to take a big bite of the Mgtow red pill shit sandwich. And only the wise man says, I'll never do that again, and doesn't. Right? That's the trick. Women keep wanting you to go back to them when you don't have to. That's the lie, that you have to have one. In order to have one, you have to pay for them. And in order to pay for them, that means exposing yourself to a lifetime of debt. You don't have to do it anymore. The gig is up. The cat is out of the bag. Right? The cheese is moldy. We caught you, bitches. We know about the game. So all these women that come on here, just ignore them. I'm not even going to give them the time of the day to insult them, because that's what they want. They want and crave attention from us, and then to try and convince us, right, that they're worth having, that they're worth fighting for, that all we have to do is give a little more, try a little harder, sacrifice more of ourselves to them. That's the lie. That's part of the bullshit. Suck you back into the system. The first marriage counselor I went to, he spent some time with her, then he spent some time with me. He sat down with both of us a couple of days later, started telling me I had to shave my face and do give her everything she wanted. I said, what are you talking about, man? He goes, you won her back, don't you? And I said, yeah, but giving in to her every want and need hasn't fixed anything yet. What makes you think it's going to fix something now? Fired the guy. That was it. Done. Right? Because even therapists, for the most part, are dunderheads. And they want to play into this gynocentric, matriarchal system where men have to sacrifice themselves on the altar of emasculation, the altar of intelligence, and just kill themselves. You want to know why women are really upset by Mgtow and about Mgtow? Because you can't unlearn truth. Here's the deal about people that take a week or a month or a year or 2 years, or it takes 10 videos or 50 videos to understand Mgtow, is you have to unlearn indoctrination. You have to unlearn lies. Because we have been lied to since we were young men. We've been lied to through the education system and the indoctrination system. We're being lied to by mass media, multimedia. Right? All the propaganda, it's lies. So even though they're lies, you can unlearn them. It just takes time. But when you get a truth, when you start hearing the truth, you can't unlearn that. You can't deny truths. You can lie to yourself. You can lie to others. But in here and in here, you know that Mgtow is right about the way things work. And that scares women to death. Because once men understand a truth, the propaganda begins to disappear. The indoctrination shatters. The social and individual manipulation begins to fade, and you can see clearly everything. Clear as a fucking bell. And you can't get it out of your head. You understand we're being screwed with, and the only one who can fix it is me. And that's what men say to themselves once they start learning about Mgtow. So when I say, tell other men, young men, old men, married men, single men, especially men, right? Especially men who are engaged, because they're going to get married and they're going to start to see a transformation in that first year. A total transformation, if it hadn't already happened, where his life becomes her slavery. Women don't want us to see that. They don't want us to know it. They'll make promises, they'll beg, whine, snivel, because they don't want us off of their plantation, right? The plantation of pussy. Right? It's wild, and Mgtow is only going to get bigger. That's the only way it can go, is bigger. It can't get smaller, because you can't unlearn the truth. You can't unlearn it. When you realize and look at statistics, men become more valuable as they get older. Women do not. They actually become less valuable. When you look at marriage as an institution, who does it benefit? Men or women? By giving up your life to satisfy her, how are you pleased? Right? All of these facts, these discussion points, all of the philosophy behind Mgtow is solid, it's sound, and it appeals to men here and here emotionally. And women have had it. When they find out about Mgtow, they're very upset about it, and they realize they're screwed. And all they can do is run back to the next guy they get and grab him by his nutsack as hard as they can and squeeze and try not to let go. You bet, as the days, months, and even years pass here, in the next few years, you're going to see women grabbing onto simpletons, grabbing on tight and manipulating the fuck out of them. These dorks out here aren't going to realize what hit them. All of a sudden, women are interested in them. It's because Mgtow men will not be interested in them. As these women get older and hit the wall that is less attractive, they're going to find out that no one wants them. And that men, most of them, are just going to bang them and dump them. Right? Pump and dump. Why? Because they're bitches, and they know all I have to do is have sex with her and that's it, and then get rid of her. And men are even going to stop doing that. Right? Because the next wave is being forced or being manipulated by women under threat of battery, right? Domestic violence and rape, that you'll do what they say or else. Right? They're becoming diabolically tyrannical, women are. And all that's going to do, guys, is drive more men to Mgtow. So do your best, right? Understand the tenets. Help other men find their way, not just to this channel, but to all Mgtow channels. Let them find the voice, the personality, the approach, right? The education technique that satisfies them. Some men, just want to cuss and scream and yell. Other guys want to show videos of women just being off the hook crazy. Other guys talk about the deep, deep, deep philosophical points ancient philosophy even. That's right, Mgtow goes back thousands of years. Just didn't exist under that name, Mgtow. Right? Some of these guys, they'll get into the finest point, right? And talk about how many angles are on the head of a pin with regard to Mgtow and its variety, its mega wide variety of topics, and how to address every little piece of the puzzle. And I like to, speak in broad terms, general terms, use a broad brush to paint things, and then examine it. And then I can ask you guys, and I love to do this, am I correct? If I'm not correct, tell me where I'm wrong, and it's cool, right? We all need to learn. Because if you're from the South, or back east, or out west here, it doesn't matter. We're all men, and we're just seeing different flavors of the same shit sandwich. Right? It's the same sandwich. We're just told it's something different. We're all dealing with this crap out here. We can lean on each other, and we can learn from each other, and we can help each other as men deny the Leviathan, the monstrosity that feminism has created, where it now uses the police, the legislatures, and the courts to fuck us as men, to keep us down, to deny us our manhood, if they could go that far. And they do. They do, by allowing women to scream rape, or I changed my mind about sex, so now it's battery, sexual battery, or rape. Right? It is off the hook what they are doing, using the government, this filthy, and I'm going to call it filthy as in the dirtiest thing, this feminism that wants to destroy you, wants to destroy your dad, your kids, your uncles, your friends, everybody. It's taking over the workplace. It's taking over politics. Right? Once they get their nose in the tent, right, you can't get the camel out. You can't stuff the shit back into the horse once it's out. It is nothing but trouble. But what we can do is we can starve the beast. That's right. We can starve it. As Mgtow, no more. I'm not going to play that fucking game. I'm not going to keep using my money and my resources, my time, and give it away to some ridiculous woman who wants to marry me and screw me over. Not going to happen. The more men that do this, the more men that stop playing the game, the quicker we're going to come to the resolution that lays ahead of us. And that, too, will develop in time. For now, I'm John, your host on Mgtow is Freedom. I have the penis. I'm the man. Right? You're the man. Mgtow is freedom. Semper Fi, guys.